Hey guys, Gear here. Welcome back to the channel. I've been trying to shoot this video for a couple days and everything seems to get in the way, so we're just going to try to shoot from the hip and hopefully it works out for the best. Today we're going to be doing a review of Gundam Pixie. This is a 2018 P-Bandai suit. And like always, I want to give you guys a brief description about the suit before jumping into an actual review of this kit. This suit was originally deployed in Universal Century 79. It is a ground-type combat prototype based on the original Gundam. It is lighter, faster, and more agile though, due to the fact that they removed the core block system. There were 3 of these units that were created, and they were shipped off to various locations. They were sent to Belfast, Africa, and Albatross Base. The one in Albatross Base was eventually supposed to go on and join the White Base prior to the Battle of Odessa, but unfortunately it never reached its destination. The suit has had 4 known pilots, with 2 of them being more well known than others, and they are Bork Cry and Fred Reber. Before we go any further, I'd like to mention this kit does feature what is considered the standard armaments for the suit. It features the 60mm Vulcan cannons, both located in the head section, 2 90mm submachine guns. You can see one of them in his hand and one of them just off his left hip by the beam blade. And it also features 2 beam daggers. The suit's actual debut was in a video game, Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story Missing Link. It was also featured in the game Gundam Versus as a DLC, which is where I'm the most familiar with it, which caused some issues for me trying to recognize it simply because the color schemes are different between the Gundam Versus one and this one. That being said, I've given you guys a little bit of history into the suit, so let's jump into the review because there were some interesting things about this one that I thought you guys should know. So, starting off right here at the bottom, we're just going to work our way from toe to head and cover all the important stuff in between. He's got some pretty neat articulation, especially right here in the foot. They gave him a joint in the middle, which I've seen a few times on a few different kits, but it's kind of nice on this kit because it is a ground fighting type, so it's nice to be able to give him that like upward toe, or not upward toe, but upward heel thing going on. So like if you put his knee on the ground or whatever, but he doesn't get quite enough articulation for the knee all the way to the ground. I mean, that's about where it ends right there. And then as far as the leg goes, it's pretty standard articulation, pretty much what you'd expect from an HG kit. I mean, you can see, and then this skirt gets in the way. As far as the knee bending goes, the rifle, or not rifle, the machine gun, submachine gun gets in the way. Since we're in the waist area, let me go over these little grooves here. These grooves, well, actually, we're on articulation. I'll come back to that. The arm has pretty much standard articulation, as you can see. Has the ability to do the full rotation thing, and it's in one of these kind of ball joint things. Let me see if I can, like that. So you know, you get some decent movement out of it. Kind of wish they'd use the GM body as far as that kind of design where it opens up like that, because it kind of looks nicer. But this is still very nice. I'm still a very big fan of how it is so far. The chest actually doesn't have too much in the way of movement. I believe that's as far as it goes down, that's as far as it goes up, and then back and forth. Yeah. So you know, not the best articulation in the chest section, but that can be compensated for with the legs. And then the head is somewhat limited as well. Due to these pieces of the helmet, when you put his head down and you try to turn it, they're going to hit. So you can't really make him look down and to the right. But you know, that's just a minor gripe on my part. Now on to some of the unique features about this suit that I thought was kind of neat. So let's go back to the front when I was talking about here. It's not easy to see, and let me adjust the lighting a bit. Maybe that'll help. And then let's kill the backstage. Okay. And we're going to get this thing to focus, especially on that part. Okay, so as you can see, there's a little bit of gray in there, and then it goes black. That's because I used two different panel line markers. There's actually a spot there that's a little more shallow, and I didn't want to lose that in the process of panel lining. You can also see under here, they did some really good tooling on this thing. So if I can turn it to where you can see. Here, buddy, let me borrow your arm for a minute. Thank you. Or giving someone a hand, but whatever. As you see, some really good tooling marks on this thing. It's really detailed. I'm sure you noticed when I turned it around that there's a piece missing. It's not actually missing. I removed it strictly for the purposes of this video to show it to you guys. They gave him two locations for a stand to connect in, here and underneath. The standard. Camera didn't want to focus. The standard one under here, and then the one in the back. There's the house lights. That's so you can do more dynamic poses and not have the stand all up under him. Plus, with this back skirt being the way it is, it might inhibit some stands from working properly with this guy. This stand is actually off of an old lime but also iron mobile suit that I had, or not mobile suit so much as a figure that I had. So I use it for other stuff now since line barrel got damaged. But as you can see, it does give you some new ways that you can pose him, which is kind of nice. Camera tipped up on me a little bit. There we go. Sorry, camera's not wanting to cooperate a little bit, but we're just going to roll with it and make it work. So as you can see, once you plug the thing back there, and it does come with a cap. It's not like it comes completely open all the time. But it does come with a little cap. If I don't launch it across the stage, that'd be wonderful. It goes right in here like so. It is a bit of a pain to get it back out, as you have to take the chest off to get something up underneath it to help you pull it out, because it does fit so perfectly in there. I mean, I know you guys can't see it that well, but there's almost no seam line there. Next thing I want to go into is the hands, because the hands are kind of neat. They did this thing where they give you two sets of hands, which they've done before in other Gundams, but they have one where you're strictly holding the bottom half of the machine gun, and the top piece just disconnects. Aside from the bottom half of the machine gun, it also holds the magazine. So as you can see, that's two little pluses. There's some pictures of it I've seen out there where they have the beam blade in the bottom. I'm not sure why. Most of my experience with this Gundam comes from Gundam Versus, so I'm not too familiar with it outside of that. Now, as far as decals go, he had quite a few decals. He had a decal for this purple in here, the green in the helmet, the eyes, the shoulder piece, these things here, that down there, and then the triangles on the back of the arm as well. They all had decals. I painted all of them on myself because I don't like decals except for this one and the eyes. I'm actually trying to get to where I can paint the eyes myself. And as you can tell, the decal doesn't exactly like to stay with the eyes. It kept sliding down on me, even though I fixed it like 8 times. I might glue that bad boy into place. But, oh, and it also comes with stickers for up here too. My mistake, I forgot to mention that. And once again, painted. But like I said, it's definitely a nice little kit. Shame that it's P-Bandai. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. It does come with this as well. This is a replacement beam blade that makes it look like your beam blade is swiping. This suit's awfully fast, so I can understand why they would give this one, since you would need something that makes it look like the suit's moving fast, due to the fact that it's one of the faster versions of the RX-78. So that's my review of the kit. As you can see, it's a very decent kit. And as I said before, it is a P-Bandai kit, so it's going to set you back a little more than your standard high-grade would. I think at the time that I purchased it, I paid roughly $45. That was shipping included. But I definitely say it was worth it. If you're a fan of this Universal Century line, or of just looking for a good, solid P-Bandai kit, which, like I said, being they're a little more expensive, I don't know why you would be particularly wanting just P-Bandai. But this is definitely a kit to get. It's a good, solid kit. It's got a nice feel. And I mean, since it made its debut in a video game and has moved up into like regular TV, that's really kind of a neat little side note of it. But it kind of makes the suit more unique. I don't know how many actual Gundams have started off only in a video game and moved up. I know mobile suits like the Pale Rider has stayed in video games, but I don't think the Pale Rider's ever actually been in a TV show, so to speak. But anyways, all that being said, I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end. I know I'm not too good at these yet, but if you guys have any questions about the suit or any suggestions on ways I can make these videos better, please feel free to let me know. I would love the feedback, and I'd love to be able to answer any questions I can about this particular suit, as it was a very enjoyable build for me. That being said, if you want to see more of my content, because I do have another petty play coming up involving the RX-782, and I also am hoping to get a review out of the Gabaldi Rebake. Hopefully sometime within the next maybe 2 to 3 weeks. Please subscribe so that you'll get notifications as to when that's happening. But also, if you like this video, or if you want me to do more content like this, please feel free to like the video. It's a good quick number so I can figure out exactly how many people might actually want me to, continue this, or just focus on the petty plays, or maybe try something else. I don't know yet. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. And have fun with your builds and be safe out there. Bye.